Look, I'm going to be straight with you. The biggest obstacle in your life isn't your terrible boss, your annoying roommate, or even that person who cut you off in traffic this morning. It's you. Yeah, you, the person reading this right now, probably nodding along while simultaneously thinking of 17 reasons why this doesn't apply to you. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Every time you hit snooze, every time you scroll through social media instead of doing literally anything productive, every time you say, "I'll start Monday," that's you blocking your own path like a confused GPS that keeps rerouting you to the same dead-end street. You've become your own roadblock, your own red light, your own server error, please try again later. Here's the thing. The moment you stop treating yourself like the villain in your story and start being your own superhero, minus the cape and the weird tights, that's when things actually start to change. But let me be clear, this isn't going to be some magical transformation where you wake up one day and suddenly you're crushing life. It's going to be messy. It's going to be uncomfortable. Some days you're going to feel like a complete disaster, like a penguin trying to fly. But penguins are excellent swimmers, right? Sometimes you just need to find your ocean. The loser mentality and why you need to break up with it. Most of us walk around feeling like we're not good enough. We look at everyone else's highlight reel on Instagram and compare it to our behind-the-scenes blooper footage. We feel like losers because someone else got the promotion, the partner, the life we wanted. But here's what nobody tells you. You're not a loser because you're losing right now. You're only a loser if you decide to set up a tent in Failure Town and never leave. I used to think success was this exclusive club where everyone else had the membership card except me. Like they were all at this amazing party and I was outside in the rain, pressed against the window, watching through the glass. Then I realized something. I was holding my own invitation the whole time. I just kept telling myself I didn't deserve to go in. The shift happens when you start believing that improvement is actually possible. Not in a vision board and manifesting kind of way, though if that's your thing, go for it. But in a real, tangible, I'm going to do something different today kind of way. Suddenly, obstacles stop looking like brick walls and start looking more like hurdles. Sure, you might clip a few and fall flat on your face, but at least you're in the race. Fear, the puddle you think is an ocean. Let's talk about fear. We treat fear like it's this massive, terrifying thing, like it's the ocean from Jaws, and we're convinced there's a shark waiting to eat us. But most of the time, fear is just a puddle. A slightly intimidating puddle, sure, maybe one with a weird reflection that makes it look deeper than it is, but still just a puddle. Think about it. How many times have you been absolutely terrified of something, finally done it, and then thought, wait, that's it? That's what I was so scared of? It's like being afraid of a spider that turns out to be a piece of lint. We build up fear in our minds until it becomes this monster, when really it's just wearing a scary costume. The key is to take that first step anyway. Walk through the puddle. Yes, you might get your socks wet. Yes, it might be uncomfortable. But you know what? You're not going to drown. You're just going to have slightly damp feet and a really good story about how you thought a puddle was an ocean. When you're scared, that's exactly when you need to move forward, because on the other side of that fear is everything you want: confidence, growth, the ability to look back and laugh at yourself. Stop giving fear a corner office in your brain. It doesn't pay rent, it doesn't contribute anything useful, and honestly, it's a terrible roommate. Motivation is a lie. Sort of. Everyone talks about motivation like it's some magical fairy that's supposed to sprinkle pixie dust on you every morning and make you want to conquer the world. But here's the secret they don't tell you. Motivation is kind of like your flaky friend who says they'll help you move but never shows up when you actually need them. You can't wait around for motivation to appear. You have to create it yourself, which sounds exhausting because, well, it kind of is. There will be mornings when your bed feels like a cloud of marshmallows and dreams, and getting up feels like climbing Mount Everest in flip-flops. Those are the days that count. You have to become your own personal hype person, your own coach, your own cheerleader, without the pom-poms, unless that's your thing. When your brain says, let's just skip today, we'll do double tomorrow, you have to be the one who says, nice try, brain, but we both know tomorrow you is going to use the exact same excuse. The beautiful thing is, once you start pushing yourself on the hard days, motivation actually does show up. It's like momentum in physics. Objects in motion tend to stay in motion. Once you get rolling, it gets easier. Not easy, but easier. And every time you push through when you don't feel like it, you're building proof for yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. Learning without changing is just entertainment. Here's a reality check. If you listen to every motivational podcast, read every self-help book, watch every inspirational video, but then go back to doing exactly what you've always done, you haven't learned anything. You've just been entertained. It's like watching cooking shows and wondering why you're not getting better at cooking while eating cereal for dinner. Learning means changing your behavior. It means taking that advice, that information, that insight, and actually doing something different with it. If you keep making the same mistakes, running into the same walls, having the same problems, you're not stuck. You're just practicing being stuck really well. Growth requires action. It requires trying something new, even when it feels awkward, even when you're not good at it yet. It's like learning to ride a bike. You're gonna wobble, you're probably gonna fall, you might even crash into a bush, but you can't learn to ride a bike by just reading about riding bikes or watching videos of other people riding bikes. At some point, you have to get on the bike. The days that define you. Those days when everything feels wrong, when you want to quit, when success seems about as likely as winning the lottery while getting struck by lightning, those days are the ones that matter. Those are the moments that separate people who achieve things from people who almost achieve things. Life isn't going to wait for perfect conditions. If you're waiting for everything to feel just right, for the stars to align, for the universe to send you a sign, you're going to be waiting forever. The universe is busy. It has other stuff to do. You have to start now with what you have, even if what you have feels like the participation trophy version of resources. Think of it like this. You're making a cake, but you don't have all the fancy ingredients. You don't have the ideal mixer or the ideal kitchen. You know what? Make the cake anyway. It might not be Instagram perfect, but it's still a cake, and you made it. That's what matters. Real strength shows up when you push through on the days when pushing through feels impossible. When every part of you wants to give up, but you take one more step anyway, that's when you're building character. That's when you're becoming someone who doesn't quit when things get hard. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is a myth, like Bigfoot or your phone battery lasting all day. The right moment is now. Even if now is messy and inconvenient, and you're wearing pajamas at 2 in the afternoon. The daily choice. Success isn't built on massive decisions. It's built on the tiny choices you make every single day. The choice to get up when the alarm goes off. The choice to do the work instead of scrolling. The choice to take the hard path instead of the easy one. These small choices are like compound interest for your life. They might not seem like much today, but they add up to something massive over time. Sacrifice is part of the deal. If you want to achieve something significant, you have to give up some of the comfort that's keeping you mediocre. That means pushing yourself when quitting would be easier. That means saying no to distractions and yes to things that actually move you forward. Every time you make the harder choice, you're building evidence for yourself. You're proving that you're not someone who takes the easy way out. You're someone who shows up, who does the work, who is willing to be uncomfortable in pursuit of something better. When you don't want to. Some mornings are gonna be brutal. Your body will hurt, your mind will be full of excuses that sound surprisingly reasonable. It's raining, I didn't sleep well, Mercury is in retrograde. These are the mornings that matter. That's when you have to pull yourself out of bed and show up anyway. Each time you do this, each time you override your brain's very convincing arguments for why you should stay in bed, you build confidence. You start to realize that you actually have control here. You're not at the mercy of your feelings or your circumstances. You're the one making the decisions. Life is going to test you. It's going to knock you down. It's going to make you question whether any of this is worth it. But that's exactly when you need to dig deeper, push harder, and refuse to quit, because that's what transforms struggle into strength. The fear of potential. Here's what should scare you more than failure: the idea of looking back someday and realizing you gave up on yourself too soon. The thought that you could have been something great, done something meaningful, become someone incredible, but you quit because it got hard. Quitting is easy. It's the path most people take when things get uncomfortable. But easy isn't the same as right. Every time you quit, you're reinforcing the idea that you're someone who gives up, and that becomes a habit, just like anything else. The difference between people who achieve extraordinary things and people who don't isn't talent. It's not luck or opportunity or rich parents. It's the willingness to keep going when quitting would be so much easier. It's getting up every day and choosing to give it everything, even when you're tired, even when you're not seeing results, even when you feel like you're failing. You have to understand that the path forward is messy. It's not a straight line. It's more like trying to navigate through a city you don't know at night with a GPS that keeps losing signal. There will be wrong turns, there will be setbacks, but every obstacle is actually teaching you something, making you stronger, proving to yourself that you're not someone who quits. So when you're exhausted, when you're at your breaking point, when quitting seems like the only reasonable option, remind yourself that you're not done yet. You haven't reached your ceiling. You still have more to give. Because one day you'll look back and every moment you chose not to quit will have built something incredible. The long game. Success isn't a lottery ticket. It's not about getting lucky or being in the right place at the right time. It's about showing up consistently, day after day, even when you're not seeing immediate results. It's about committing to the journey when the journey is boring, repetitive, and seemingly pointless. Most people want the results without the process. They want the body without the workouts, the skills without the practice, the success without the grind. But life doesn't work like that. The people you admire, the ones who seem to have it all figured out, didn't get there by accident. They spent years doing the work nobody else wanted to do. You can't microwave success. There's no fast-forward button, no cheat code, no shortcut that actually works. You have to be willing to put in the time when nobody's watching, when nobody's cheering for you, when the only person who knows you're working is you. There will be long stretches where nothing seems to be happening. You'll feel stuck. You'll wonder if you're wasting your time. These are the moments that separate the people who make it from the people who almost made it, because the people who make it keep going anyway. Yes, there will always be parties, there will always be distractions, there will always be easier, more fun things to do. But those things aren't going anywhere. What won't always be there is this moment, this opportunity, this chance to become who you're meant to be. The daily battle. This isn't about achieving one goal and then coasting. It's a daily battle against your own limits, your own doubts, your own desire for comfort. It's waking up every single day and deciding that you're going to be your own hero, not your own obstacle. You have the power to change your life, not someday, not when things are perfect, not when you feel ready. Now, today, this moment. Every day you wait is another day you're choosing to stay stuck. So stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions. Stop waiting for motivation to magically appear. Start now, messy and imperfect and uncertain as it may be. Take one small step, then another, then another. Because that's how you build a life worth living. One imperfect, uncomfortable, absolutely worth it step at a time.